Welcome, noble adventurers, to Guild of Good. I'm JC, your program host. Each episode of Guild of Good will be exploring the noble adventures and quest of the Guild of Good and tales of good in the world. I'll be reading some stories I've written, maybe some poetry, some art, and even doing reviews of movies where Guild of Good appears. So let's get ready and enter the halls of the Guild of Good. Welcome, noble adventurers, to another episode of Guild of Good. Last time, we discovered Aqua in the story Guild of Good, and their discovery of something called the device in their room, that the device played discs that produced music. Aqua discovered a group of singers called the Beatles, and one in particular that they resonated with named George, and the album named Revolver. And they created the ritual of listening to their favorite song on that album, Tomorrow Never Knows, 10 times every morning to start their day. So let's continue the adventure of Aqua with Chapter 4 of Guild of Good. Chapter 4. Questions. By most accounts, Aqua was a pretty normal kid. Sure, they seemed a bit bookish and loved learning way too much to make them popular, but they got along with everyone, and many teachers took Aqua under their wing with a special interest in cultivating their natural curiosity. Aqua did well enough, but that constant thrum and whisper of something more never went away. When Aqua first went to school, not long after discovering Revolver, they most loved going to the library, where there was a section of books that seemed older than the device. There, Aqua came upon many smallish books with bright covers that were part of a series on explorers of this world. Aqua was completely drawn in by their tales of crossing the vast oceans and discovering new lands. From these stories, Aqua moved on to tales of what was called the medieval age, with its knights and round tables, cauldrons and magicians and crystal caves. And then Aqua dipped back in time to Theseus and the Minotaur's labyrinth, Hercules and his many tests. The Hydra always stood out since Aqua had an unusual natural affinity for snakes. The great school of Socrates with its many questions, the tales of sirens luring sailors to rocks and Medusa turning arrogant people to stone, and the opening of Pandora's box. Aqua went even further back, discovering ancient Egypt and astronomy and hieroglyphs, the mysterious Sphinx, the pyramids, and noble Akhenaten, the sun god. Next came the tapestries. Ah, the tapestries. For a time in their early life, Aqua lived not far from that great city of New York Town. On its edges was a magic place of rose gardens and the greenest grass and vine-covered doors and fountains and the tapestries. Aqua learned this place was called the Cloisters, and it was a place where professional students of life had lived and worked, a guild of people in search of life's truths. Not long before, Aqua had received a year's end gift of a book about a mysterious code and story hidden in a set of unicorn tapestries. Aqua spent hours studying the beautiful color images of the tapestries, the symbols stitched in red at the bottom corner of every tapestry, and the possible significance of the golden fleece surrounding the unicorn. Aqua's heart hurt to see the snowy unicorn's flank pierced and gashed in some of the tapestries, and they couldn't figure out why anyone would want to harm such a rare and beautiful creature. Aqua learned in their studies that the actual real-life tapestries in their book hung at the Cloisters, and Aqua couldn't get there fast enough. The tapestries were huge, much bigger than they appeared in Aqua's book. Aqua could get close enough to see every beautiful stitch, and the mysterious red symbol appeared right about at eye level in every tapestry. It was tantalizing to be so close and not be able to touch what magically came to life out of the pages of their book. The Cloisters was a museum, and they didn't allow touching of anything, which seemed to sort of go against what Aqua thought museums should be all about. How could you understand something speaking across the ages without touching and experiencing what the hands of the creator felt in the creation hundreds or thousands of years ago? As time passed, Aqua continued to love learning in school. Every time they got to study something, especially on their own in the library, they felt like they were part of that guild of seekers of truth. Aqua found this to be a noble pursuit, and here they differed from many of their peers. Aqua impatiently counted down the nighttime hours between each school day and willed the summer to race by for the start of the new school year. As much as Aqua loved school, they loved unanswered questions and mysteries even more. Life would lead Aqua from the early mystery of the unicorn, to why the dinosaurs disappeared from the world, to why there seemed to be no solution to deep global conflicts, to how to solve changes in the climate. Along the way, Aqua came to know that the question was the quest. And as they questioned, experiences started to pile up, creating patterns like a trail of breadcrumbs, leading Aqua onward from significance to significance to a tapestry even more magical than the tapestries of their childhood medieval unicorn adventures. Till next time, adventure on.
Okay, today I'm going to show you how to fold this book. And you can pretend to read it. And it's even got little bookends. So you can write the plot of your book on there really, really tiny if you want. So first you got to pick a color. And books come in all sorts of shapes and colors. So what should I do? I think I'll do a pink. Okay. So, start by folding this edge up to this. And you got to be as precise as possible because you want this to be very crisp and you don't want to see any of the other color in your paper, whether it's white or some other color. No. On the edge. Now unfold and fold this edge up to this edge. Now, take this edge and fold it up into this, but you want to leave a gap because this will be our spine. So if you want a wide spine, then go like over here. But if you want a thin spine, then you gotta go like way over here. This would be a very, 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 very thin spine and very hard to work with. So I'm gonna start with a very wide spine. So like over here, almost an inch. Now unfold and fold it along the center crease. Now you've got to pull it up and fold it along this crease, but fold both edges, both sides. And now unfold and do the same thing but forward, because you want these to be very accessible and neutral. Now unfold and we've got our very thick spine. We just need to take this and make these outer creases pop while this inner crease just stays flat. And you can add a little bit of a ridge there because that's realistic and that's what books I really like. But we'll add that in. But we'll unfold those for now so that we can actually work with our book. Because right here, it's not as much of a book as it is just some thing. So we'll have to make our book thinner because this is like a wide rectangle. This is like a very thick picture book. So let's fold this like that so that it's just so that from here to here is just a little bit more than the width of our book. Now fold it across so that you can see where you should be making the fold, and repeat on the other side. Now we're going to make a triangular crease from here down to here. And we're going to make a triangular crease from here to here. And make this go across. So we're going to make a triangular crease from here to here. And make it go across. And a triangular crease from here to here. And then we're gonna open up and make these creases go through so that we can kind of reverse this, and this is like a box. So that the flap goes inside, and then we fold this flap down like that so that it locks into place. There. And we've got 1/2 of our book. Now, over here, we'll make a triangle. It's recording. And make the ridge go across. And then make a triangle here. And make a ridge across. This is called a mountain fold since you're folding it back. And make a triangle. And make a ridge across and another triangle. So again, here and here, we're gonna have to push it in and lock it. So make the ridge go all the way over here and make the ridge go all the way over here. Then push it in. And in here, we're gonna have to fold it down triangularly to lock it. Now, fold that one down too. And here we're going to press this down like that because we're doing a similar thing. And this like that, so that we have just a smooth edge here. And then we have to kind of reach in here and just kind of like crumple up that inner thing to try to lock it into place. And repeat over here. And then you can adjust it on both sides to try to make it as even as possible. And here we have our book. You can open it up to read it, or pretend to. And if you make it like this, then you have bookends here. So you can write a description of your story, really tiny there.